welcome to Jiminy Kimmel Live. I'm your host, Jiminy Glick, and let me just start. Thank you. This is amazing. Let me just start by saying how excited I am to be host a show I love so much, although I've never seen it. But word gets back to those who have that it's wonderful, wonderful. And it's filled with edge. And look, speaking of edge, look who's here, Guillermo. Guillermo, such an exotic look. You're like a cross between Burt Reynolds and a Pikachu. Is it true that Jimmy found you floating down a river in a basket? We have a good show. We have a wonderful show. Not as good as we'd hoped. Not bad, but not great, because I just heard an hour ago our superstar celebrity guest canceled. So for those of you who came to Los Angeles to see my dear friend Guy Fieri, I'm sorry. But I did find two last-minute replacements. Their names are Melissa McCarthy and Nick Kroll. I'm devastated too, but we'll have to just do it. We're stuck. But one thing I've learned in all my years in Hollywood is that the show must go on. And the other things I've learned is that if you try and take the keys away from a slightly inebriated Andy Dick, he'll bite you on the knuckles. He really will. All right, let's get ready to hear some hot goss from Tinseltown. Who wants to hear hot goss? Hot goss, everyone. It's time for a Hollywood headline. We'll start with news of one of Hollywood's heaviest hitters. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star Will Smith is set to perform a new song at the BET Awards this weekend. And you know, my very first television appearance was a red carpet correspondent at the BET Awards. I had a discussion with the wonderful and often misunderstood Busta Rhymes about his world-famous lemon meringue pie. He's such a spirit. And I just love the BETs. In fact, I have type 2 diabetes. Next up, Tom Hanks is reuniting with director Robert Zemeckis for their 5th film together. Zemeckis directed Hanks in Forrest Gump, which I believe is the only movie about Vietnam to be turned into a chain of whimsical shrimp restaurants. By the way, I once had a 3-legged Shih Tzu named Lieutenant Dan. I just throw that in things come to me and I just throw them in. Should we do one more? Another screen duo is getting back together, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. And they're shooting Freaky Friday 2. The freakiest fright I ever had was a Shabbat dinner on Epstein Island, but that's it. That was a weekend from hell. I'm not gonna go into that. Those are the Hollywood headlines, everyone. Of course, the top story tonight was the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And the moderators were CNN's Dick Tapper and Dana Bash. Doesn't that sound like an old cop show from the 80s? Tapper and Bash, freeze! But you know who would have been a better moderator? Me. Because I've worked with many presidents. Oh my gosh, that is so true. That is so true, what I just said to you. Because I've worked with so many presidents over the years. In fact, my very first job was as a young speechwriter for President Nixon. There's with Elvis, and they said that I'd be the one who'd die in the toilet. It's so unfair. I'm also dear friends with George W. Bush, who calls me his muse. There. And I even got to know our favorite president, Donald Jumanji Trump. What a guy. He's a spirit with an attitude. And I like that. And maybe that isn't a popular thing to say here in Hollyweird, especially when you're hosting the Jimmy Kimmel show. But it's true. Jimmy's always so negative about Mr. Trump. And that makes me so mad and so sad. This man was our president. Hello? And he's about to be our president again, and maybe he's still our president. I don't know. I'm just sharing what I saw on my Crystal Healer's Facebook page, so... But Jeff, Why does Jimmy Kimmel have to be so one-sided? Why not talk about the issues that really matter, like Hillary's emails, Benghazi, Deep State Pizzagate? And where is Hunter? I'll tell you where he is. He's having a threesome with Antifa and Taylor Swift. Jimmy's always punching down on Mr. Trump, but tonight, I'm gonna lift him up with a musical salute to a man whose only crime is trying to make America great again. Again. Cranky Doodle went to town to call the news a phony. Stuck white letters on red hats and called it macaroni. Cranky Doodle, you're so tan. Cranky Doodle, dandy. Stop the steal and lock her up, and with the girls be handsy. Cranky Doodle won't concede 'cause they rigged the election. So they stormed the Capitol, 'twas hardly insurrection. Cranky Doodle, you're so smart. Windmills do cause cancer. You're a stable genius and a very sexy dancer. Cranky Doodle went to court to fight a crooked system. Isn't really Donald's fault the stormy can't resist him. Cranky Doodle drained the swamp, got rid all the leakers, built a mighty border wall in glitzy golden sneakers. Cranky Doodle, make us great, be the one who frees us. You're our bigly Burger King, our sweet orange baby Jesus. Cranky Doodle has our vote, by your side we're standing. Go and take the White House back, and we'll shout, let's go Brandon. Go and take the White House back, and we'll shout, let's go Brandon.